Guys, welcome to my first 60-minute basic flow. This will really balance your body in every single which way possible. All you need is yourself, a mat, a place to practice, maybe a block thing to stretch with, or a pillow just to get yourself comfortable. And I wanted to thank you for practicing today, for giving your body the love and attention that it needs. And let's get started. Before we start, make sure you have either a strap or a long sock. I actually have a crop top that I'm just using with the long sleeves to stretch. A block, or maybe just a nice pillow for support as we go through our practice today. So just set those things aside and we'll start in child's pose. Knees wide, toes together. And then lengthening the arms really far out in front of you, rest the forehead on the mat. And close your eyes, place the palms up, open for receiving, releasing. And make sure that anything that is not serving you, you release right here, right now, before your practice. So deep inhale through the nose, audible exhale through the legs, letting go any stress, anything that's distracting you. Just close your eyes, come back to your breath. One more time, deep inhale through the nose, audible exhale, send it out. Inhale, plant the hands down, come up to tabletop, knees directly under hips and hands directly under shoulders. So you're making a lot of right angles. And then we'll tuck the toes, lift the hips, and come into our first downward facing dog. So just take a moment here to pedal out the heels. Maybe send your chest through, moving toward the thighs, bend the knees. And just remember, this is your practice. I'm only here to guide you. So if you don't hear me say something that you really want to do, or you want to twist sideways or move a little bit differently, go ahead and do that. Inhale, look to the hands. We're going to roll through the spine here. Exhale, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, shoulders over wrist. And then inhale, bend the knees, lift the tailbone, opening up the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. And so we're moving much like a snake here, leading with the hips on the way back up, all the way up. Exhale one more time. Inhale, lead with the hips. Open up the chest. Beautiful. Now we'll drop the knees and try that with the knees down. So we'll exhale, almost from our child's pose. Exhale, roll up. And then inhale, lead with the hips. Open the heart. Inhale. Exhale. And if at any moment you want to audible exhale, send out any distracting thoughts, go ahead and do that. And then take a moment to roll through the hips, making a big circle. And then feeling it in the side body and the ribs, stopping where you need any extra time. And then going the opposite direction. One more breath. And exhale back to child's pose. Inhale, look to the hands. Walk the hands forward until your hips are directly over your knees. So then once you're here, you're going to Let the chest open up through and open up to the ground, letting gravity open up through the upper spine here, almost like a hollow back. And staying active and strong through the spine, use your shoulders, lift your tailbone, use your legs. Inhale, slither forward for Sphinx. Drop the hips. Elbows are pointing down and flexing back. So you're kind of pulling your heart through. Your arms are coming back a little bit. Exhale. Go a little deeper. Inhale. And exhale, come all the way onto your mat. You may have to readjust. Send the left arm out to a T. Come up onto the left side body. Right knee goes to the sky. Foot plants back behind. You can let your forehead rest on the mat here. Exhale, the right arm open, letting gravity really take you further. And after a few breaths here, if you'd like to go further, try and see if you can bend that left knee up to meet with your right. It's totally okay if it doesn't. But just imagining more gravity in that right glute to twist you more. And wherever you are, slowly unwind the way that you came in. And come all the way back onto the belly. Rest the head on the mat. Take a few breaths. And we'll inhale, look forward, plant the hands down for cobra. So we're just barely going into our back bend practice here. So opening up through the chest, the sternum, and the shoulders. So fingertips down, or you can just take palms down. But you slowly start to straighten the arms. You don't have to straighten all the way. I like to keep a slight bend at the beginning of my practice. Wherever you're at, see how deeply you can go. And then once you're there, don't hold your breath. Take a few breaths. And exhale, release. Moving to the right side of that really deep twist. Right arm goes out to a T. Roll up onto the right side body. Left knee goes high. Plants back behind the right leg. And you can really, really relax here. Let the head rest on the mat. Just let gravity do the work for you. If you did so on the other side, you can take that right foot up to meet with the left. If not, that's totally fine. Just find a little bit more gravity in that left glute, twisting you further. And exhale, slowly unwind the way that you came in. And then release all the way down, just resting on your mat for a few breaths. Inhale, look forward, plant the hands down, tuck the toes. And inhale, come up for our first upward facing dog. So thighs are off the mat, tops of the feet are down, pressing down. And we don't want to let our ears go really close to our shoulders here. We want to stay super engaged in the arms, super engaged in the back. Open the chest. And legs can be super engaged as well. And exhale, moving to downward facing dog. And take another moment to pedal through the heels here. Finding some more openness in the chest from those really deep twists. And take a bend in the left knee. And then send your hips over to the left. And so your left knee will come over to the right. Hips will come over to the left. See if your right hand can come up. You'll feel a super deep side body stretch here. And exhale, plant the hand back down. Bend in the right leg this time. Hips go over to the right as that right knee goes over to the left. Left hand comes up. And exhale, plant the hand back down. Look toward the hand, slowly tiptoe, walk your way all the way up to the top of your mat. And exhale, forward fold with the knees bent. And inhale, look out, flat back. And we'll come all the way up to standing. Arms go high, exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sweep it down, forward fold. Taking it easy once again, taking a bend in the knees. Inhale, look out, plant the hands down. Step one foot at a time back to the back of your mat, plank pose. And exhale for your first chaturanga. You can do knees, chest, chin, where you drop the knees and chest and chin touch the ground, or you can do regular chaturanga all the way down. Stopping 90 degrees, elbows into the ribs. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, look to the hands, drop the knees. Moving to puppy pose once again. Walk the fingertips out. See if you can get your chest closer to the ground this time. Inhale, slither forward to Sphinx. And exhale, plant the hands under the ribs. Cobra, inhale up. Doing a few up and downs on your own time. Tuck the tailbone. Focus the opening in the sternum, the upper chest. And exhale, plant the hands down, tuck the toes. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. And inhale, reach the right leg high. And exhale, bend it over to the left side of the room. Draw some circles with your foot. Draw some circles with your knee. Inhale, straighten all the way up. Exhale, bring it through, knee to nose. Plant the foot down, low lunge. So left knee comes down onto the mat as well. Inhale when you're ready. Arms up high. If you're having trouble finding balance here, you can take hands to the knee, or you can take a hand to a block. Wherever you are, once you find some balance, inhale your arms to an open heart variation. So you can have fingertips interlaced, bringing the hands back, cactus arms, or maybe you interlace your fingertips back behind, open up through the shoulders here. Whichever variation you choose, just try to find some ease. Maybe you can close your eyes. And exhale, release. Take hands to heart. We'll twist open to the left. Left arm reaches out. Right hand can come down for some balance. See if you can kick your toes into your hand. If not, you can also use a strap or a sock. They come in handy. And our goal here is to remain open through the hips while we bring our ankle toward our bum. So we can bring our ankle toward our bum, but we also lose our stretch through the groin. So we want to stay open through both parts. Exhale, release. Plant the hands down and come over to the left side of the right foot. Toes will flex up toward the sky. And if you feel okay about it, you can drop one elbow at a time as the knee falls open to the right side of the room. Lizard pose. Keeping the toes flexed. Option for a twist here, take the weight into the left forearm. Reach up and over with the right arm. See if you can kick that foot into your hand one more time. Maybe you need to use the strap. That's totally okay. Wherever you are, slowly release. And then bring that foot back up. Plant the hands down, tuck the toes into three-legged dog. And exhale, fall in triangle. So bring your knee to your nose. And then extend that right leg out to the left. And your left ankle will come down to the ground. Left arm will peel up. You can let your foot rest on the ground here. You get more of a stretch, or you can make it more of an active pose, moving your foot or just trying to keep it raised. One more breath. Exhale, plant the hand down, leg is still lifted, three-legged dog. Exhale, regular dog. And look forward, bend the knees, child's pose. Take the palms facing up, remembering to come back to your breath, releasing anything that has come into your mind, difficulties or struggles during any pose can often set our mind into a whirlwind of weird thoughts about ourselves. So just try to release it with your breath. Inhale, look to the hands. Plant the hands down, tuck the toes. And we'll slowly drop one elbow at a time. See if we can come into dolphin pose. It's okay to have your knees bent here. We want to make it strictly about the shoulders here. So if trying to straighten your legs means that you go like this with your shoulders, take a deep bend in your knees and try to open up through the heart instead. And exhale, drop the knees. Come up all the way onto the knees. We'll take one short round of camel, Ustrasana. So take your hands either palms open, fingertips down, or maybe out to the side, or maybe you just want to make fists. But you're just going to put them where you stop having support from your rib cage. So right at that last rung of your ribs. Deep tuck of the tailbone here. Roll the shoulders down and back. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, slowly open the heart. And see if you can release one arm to the ground, then maybe the other. Or our ankles. actively lifting through the upper spine. We don't want to just relax into it. Then we'll see a really deep bend in our low spine only. So we're going to stay engaged through the entire spine. Exhale, slowly release. Come to seated. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, palms to the knees. And start to make some circles with the rib cage here. And then go in the opposite direction. And plant the hands down, tuck the toes, come to downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high. And exhale, draw some circles with that left foot. Open it up to the right side of the room. Draw some circles with the knee. And then inhale, straighten that leg all the way up. Exhale, knee to nose. And plant the foot down, low lunge on the left side. Right knee comes down. When you're ready, take whatever arm variation you did on the opposite side once you find some balance. And then remember, wherever you are, try and find some ease. Maybe close your eyes. And exhale, release. Hands to heart. Twist open to the right side of the room this time. Right arm reaches back. Left arm can go down for balance. Try and kick that foot up into your hand. If you do need to use a strap or a sock or sweatshirt, go ahead. And remember to remain open through the thighs while you stretch through the right leg. Exhale, release. Square yourself back up to the front. Both hands on the right side of that left foot, moving toward lizard pose. Flex the toes up. Let the knee fall open to the side. If this feels good, you can slowly drop one elbow at a time. Option for a twist here. Take the weight into the right forearm. Reach up and over with the left arm. See if you can kick that foot into your hand again. Exhale, release. Slowly unwind. Bring that knee back up. And plant the toe in the back. Inhale all the way up to three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to nose. And send it over to the right for a fallen triangle on the right side. Right ankle will come down. Remember, if you stayed strong here, lift the leg, or maybe just let the foot rest on the ground, open up through the side body. And inhale, plant the hand back down, three-legged dog one more time. Extend. And exhale, plant the foot back down, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Elbows in, inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time walking your hands all the way back to your feet. Take peace fingers around the big toes. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, bend the elbows, slowly fold. Inhale, look forward. Release the hands. Walk yourself all the way back to the front of the mat, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the right leg high. Exhale, step through, and then shorten your stance for pyramid pose. So both legs are straight, hips are squared to the front. And then inhale, come all the way up. Lengthen, exhale, hands to the hips, and slowly hinge from the hips. Fold forward. You want to make sure that that left hip doesn't turn out. So try and make sure you could balance like a teacup on your spine there so that one hip isn't up or out and twisting, super squared off. And then see if you can take your fingertips toward that back leg. And inhale, walk the hands forward. Lift that left leg up. Take a slight bend in that standing right leg. See if you can come into standing splits. The further you tuck your head, the more weight you'll send into that straight line, so you can lift that left leg up. And then exhale, take a bend in that knee one more time. Right arm goes to the ground. Hips open up to the side of the room for half moon. And always option to use a block or something to keep your balance here. You can always have your fingertips towards the ground too. One more breath. And inhale, have the feet meet. And we're going to go right into Utkatasana, chair pose. So tuck of the tailbone. Make sure you can still see your toes. Your knees aren't super forward. Core is strong. Exhale, Ardha, halfway down. And plant the hands down here. Option 4, Bakasana or crow pose. If that's already in your practice, go ahead and do it. If you want a little demo of 2 options, go ahead and watch. You can either take the knees on the outside, come into more of a squat. Your elbows will be at a 90 degree, but you're pushing out with your elbows and squeezing in with your thighs at the same time. So your elbow goes into that little crease right in your knee. So exhale, bending forward, 90 degrees. Then maybe see if one toe comes up, then the other. Really squeeze with those thighs. Then the second option is to take your knees a little higher up toward the armpit or even just in the middle of the upper arm. Plant the hands down, fingertips wide. So knees will rest here. You're going to come forward. Maybe one foot comes up, then the other. And then from here you can practice straightening the arms a little bit. And slowly come back down. And wherever you are, we'll walk our feet, meet in downward facing dog when you're ready. Inhale, look to the hands. Drop both elbows into dolphin pose one more time. Maybe you can walk your feet a little closer. If Pincha Mayurasana is in your practice, you can go ahead and go into that. If not, and you want to play around with it, you can always, it doesn't have to be crazy. You can lift one leg up as high as you can. And just take little baby hops. See what it feels like to get those hips stacked over the shoulders. And then maybe you find a second or two of balance. And then switch sides. If you don't want to do any of this, you can still practice regular dolphin pose, or you can do puppy pose. Only in downward facing dog in 5 to 6 breaths. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high. And exhale, step it through for pyramid on the left side. So shortening this dance a little bit if you need to. Square the hips. Inhale, come up. Make sure your hips are squared to the front. Hands on the hips. Exhale, slowly folding from the hips. Really strong and long spine here. Again, make sure that your hips are stacked, that one hip isn't splaying out to the other side. Maybe release your neck, walk your fingertips toward the back leg. Inhale, look forward, walk the hands forward a little bit, and slowly start to lift that back leg. Weight is in the left leg. Walk the fingertips back again, just like we were in pyramid. Tuck the head, really try and straighten that right leg up. Use your glutes, all of your muscles. And then exhale, slowly open up to the side of the room. Half moon, toes are flexed, shoulders stack. Again, if you need a block, go ahead and use it. And exhale, feet together, meeting and standing. Shake it out if you need to. Inhale the arms high. Exhale, forward fold, sweep it down. Inhale halfway. Look out, plant the hands down, step or hop back to plank. And exhale, chaturanga. Elbows in. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale up to the hands, walk the fingertips back all the way to the back of your mat. And then we'll take the feet a little bit wider than the mat, maybe just outside the mat. Hands to heart, slowly come into Malasana or Yogi Squat. Then from here, extend the left arm out, reach the right up and over, twist. Maybe you can bend that left elbow around the shin, reach the right arm back and do a little bind. Exhale, release. Opposite side. Right arm reaches out. Lift up and over. And bend that right elbow if you'd like to. Take a little bind. Exhale, release. And we'll take the feet a little bit wider. I'm just going to turn so that you guys can see if you don't know what I'm talking about. So goddess pose or horse pose. Take our toes pointed out if that feels comfortable. If not, keep them facing forward. And then slowly exhale. Drop the hips, knees are still over and stacked over the ankles. And find some movement here that feels good, whether that be up and down pulses, or maybe from side to side. Maybe you'll hear some cracks. And then exhale, slowly come to a wide-legged forward fold. Walking the fingertips underneath. Maybe the crown of your head comes towards the ground. Inhale back to center. Take the right arm in the center line. Inhale, left arm up and over for a twist. Maybe you bend your elbow, reach for that right inner thigh. Twist a little deeper. And exhale, switch arms. Right arm reaches up and over. Maybe bend the elbow. Try and find that inner left thigh this time. Exhale. Plant both hands back down. We'll come a little bit deeper in this forward fold. If you'd like this stretch to be more lengthening in the spine, just tiptoe your toes and your ankles a little bit closer together. And you'll have some more space to lengthen through the spine. If you want it to be more about your inner thigh stretching, you can take a more split stance. Forearms come to the ground. Stay active in the legs. And inhale slowly. Heel toe your toes back together. Come into a regular forward fold. Grab the elbows, shake it out. And turn towards the front of your mat. If you aren't already there, come to downward facing dog. And inhale the left leg high. As high as you can. Maybe find some length in those right toes. And then exhale, slowly start to bring your shoulders over your wrists. See if you can open up through the chest and point the toes toward your head. Exhale, switch sides. Inhale the right leg this time. Find some length, come up onto those tippy toes. And inhale, shoulders over wrists. See if you can bend that right toes toward your head. And exhale, release. And tiptoe the toes all the way to the top of your mat. Inhale, flat back all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. And take the weight into the left leg. Send the right leg back, hinging at the hips. Strong straight line from the right ankle to the crown of your head. Into warrior three. You can keep hands to heart, hands back, or hands reaching out front. And And then exhale, reach the hands to the ground, send the right leg high. We're standing splits one more time. And then we'll reach the right leg as far back onto the mat as we can. We'll come into crescent lunge, so tucking the toes in the back. And then inhale all the way up. See if you can come up onto your tippy toes in the front as well. Exhale down to low lunge. We'll set the hips back, come into half monkey or half splits. If this feels good, you can stay here. If you're working towards splits, try and see if you can get that left leg to go forward. Keep the hips squared. Option 2, take a block or a pillow underneath that left hip. And see if you can find some ease here. It's a very difficult pose to find ease in. You can also have a very large pillow or rolled up blanket. That might feel a little bit better. Exhale, release the block or pillow, and then slowly walk that foot back into half splits. And we're going to come over all the way onto the left side. So Skandasana on the left, then the hips open. So it's kind of like yogi squat on the left, and then reach, right leg is reached out straight. So inhale, come all the way up over to the other side, Skandasana on the right. Inhale back up, exhale. Inhale back up, exhale down. We'll inhale back to the left side. From here, 2 options. You can stay here, engaged, maybe take a bind, or you can drop the hip down if this feels comfortable. Grab your left ankle with the right hand, reach up and over with the left. Side body stretch. And inhale back up when you're ready. Skandasana all the way to the other side. And take whatever variation you did, whether that's staying engaged and up with the bind, or you drop the hip down, grab the right ankle with the left hand, reach up and over with the right arm. Inhale, release. We'll face the back of our mat this time, coming into those yogi. Coming into half splits on the right this time. Hips sink back. If this half splits feels good, stay here. Or option 2, walk your toes out. Again, you can take a block or a pillow underneath the right hip this time. Try and find some ease here. And then slowly make your way back out and take the bend in that right knee. Come up into crescent lunge on the opposite side. Up onto the tippy toes. And then see if you can take standing splits on the right side. One more time. And if you have to readjust with your surroundings, go ahead and do so. And then slowly come up into warrior 3, the opposite way, instead of bending down into it. And then exhale, release the legs, shake it out. We'll come into a seated position on our mat. Release the legs out for a really yummy cool down. So take the right knee into the chest. Exhale, take it over to the opposite side. Right arm reaches back, left arm straightens. Exhale, bend the knee. Or exhale, bend the elbow. Meet it with the knee and twist open to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, counter twist. And then release that leg and take the left knee into the chest, opposite side. Bring it over to the right. And twist open to the left. Right arm reaches high, bend the elbow on the outside of that knee. Inhale back to center. Exhale, counter twist. Inhale back to center. Release both legs out in front of you. And inhale, reach up really, really tall, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, we'll go back into a supported heart opener. So either take a pillow or a block. And you'll want it to go right in between your shoulder blades here. So we'll recline back, drop the elbows down, and see if it's in a good, comfy spot. If you'd like, you can also have a pillow underneath your head. I like to let my head fall back all the way. And then open up the knees. Toes and soles of the feet are together. Palms facing up for receiving. And take a few breaths here, trying to come back to a more even breath. And on your next exhale, let the knees back into center. We'll cross the right over the left, so making a figure 4 with the right knee, and then just let them fall over to the left without any control, any expectation. Release any engagement in that right leg. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release, opposite side. This time left leg folds over the right, figure 4, let it fall to the side. And close the eyes. Inhale back to center. And release both legs. Slowly come up and release the block or pillow. And come all the way up back to seated. Roll yourself into a tiny ball around your knees. Moving really slowly with ease. And fold the left knee in. Right leg reaches back for a really relaxed pigeon. So making sure that the hips are squared, left toes are engaged, and then exhale, slowly forward fold. Release the head onto the palms or onto the mat. Taking time to restore and give love to your body for all that it does for you. Inhale, slowly come back up. Sweep the right leg all the way around. Into one last twist. Keep the left leg where it was in pigeon. Right ankle goes on the outside of the left knee. And just gentle twist to either side. Inhale, release both legs. Right knee folds in, left leg sweeps back and behind. Square the hips. And gently release down when you're ready. Inhale, slowly come back up. Sweep that leg all the way around to the outside of that right knee. Gentle twist to either side. Release both legs. Come all the way down onto your back and give yourself a really big hug. And exhale the left leg straight. Right knee goes over to the left, twist. Inhale back to center. Give yourself another hug. Exhale, release the right leg. Left knee goes over to the right. Inhale back to center. Just curling yourself into a little ball. And we'll take a deep inhale there. So deep inhale. Filling your body up. Flex every single muscle. And then hold your breath at the top of your breath. Deep exhale. Release all the way down into Shavasana, corpse pose. Get yourself really comfy. If you have a blanket or a pillow nearby that would help you go deeper, go ahead and grab that. We'll be here for 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how long you want to spend. Breath becomes more shallow. Focus turns inward. Releasing and completely relaxing, fully supported. Giving your physical, mental, and spiritual body so much thanks for your practice today. And slowly wiggle the fingertips, wiggle the toes, and deepen the breath. Waking up the body slowly and with love. Roll the ankles, the wrist, bend the elbows, the knees. Maybe take the knees from side to side. And curling yourself into a little ball one last time. And rolling onto your favorite side, coming up to seated when you're ready. Once you're in a comfortable seated position, reach the arms high. We'll end the class with an Om. Exhale, hands to heart. Sounds like home. You can join in. Exhale, prepare. Deep inhale. Thank you for practicing with me today, for sharing your light, your openness. Namaste.